Very soul and tune this morning, and that's how I'd like to start off today's edition of She Matters. We want to do away with the noise, the usual noise that you know. Why? Because it's going to be more of, tragic incidents here and there on the program this morning. Good morning to you and welcome to today's edition of She Matters. I remain your one and only Mary Omeniwode. You can call me the Slim Diva, your most adorable.
Igbo mana ege ntị unu asala chunetele lotu ihunanya di unu na nkete ji maka na odi unu mma odi ofuma asim ya gazichara unu aha mbo nwada Clara Nwokocha nwanyi onyezi mkpoga ndewonu
Ndewo. Okay, 24th day of July 2026, and if this is your first time of tuning in, you are welcome. She Matters is a program for the female gender, a program where we get to share ideas, a program where we get to talk about issues that affect both the women, the girl children, and we try as much as we can to proffer solutions. We do not judge too much, right? It's time we start learning how to, engage ourselves in practical conversations. It's not all the time we get to judge. Yes, we can. When people make mistakes, we judge them, right? But what solutions can you bring to the fore so that other children who are growing up, ladies in particular, will not fall into that same problem? And that's the essence of She Matters. And this morning, we'll start off with a trending story. That's not the topic for today. However, would like to share with you this piece of information to let you know that veteran Nollywood actress Ngozi Wosu has cried out to the public for urgent financial assistance. Clara, did you see that story?
Ahoromia. Ima ya bụ nwaanyị gbasiri ike. Ọkwa onye na-apụta mgbọwala ya si chọrọ ya ego. Gị ka na-eme ya mbọ nke ọzọ. Mana bịakwa mbịa hụ ya na ụdị ọnọdụ am si hew nwanyị ka ezikwa ka o si ada mbịa hụ na o jighị ezigbo ahụ ọ na-akpọ Igbo ọma na-ege ntị na-akpọ ha n'ezi ka ha nyere ya aka ego akpọgakwa dịkwa aha o
too much
dịkwa aha o.
Well, in a heartbreaking video shared from her hospital bed, the screen icon disclosed that she has been hospitalized for 3 weeks while battling an intense undisclosed ailment, and she says that the public should help her. She has been asked to raise the sum of 30 million naira to undergo life-saving surgeries. We do not know the actual ailment. We do not know what is wrong with her. But all she's, she's actually appealing to the public right now to come to her aid. So please, we are using this platform as well. Go to her social media handle and try to help.
Yeah.
Hi.
No duka ihe mgbe ọ na-enweta n'ihi ya bụ ahụ ọ na-eji hụ na ọ dị ihe ọ ga-ediwo no biko na Igbo ma na-ege ntị nnukwu onye nta onye aka ahụ agbara gị ma nga aka ruru gị na gị biko gbatara ya ọsọ enyemaka.
Okay, thank you. And with that said, let's go over to the topic for today. And today we would want to try as much as we can to talk about, women's safety. Once again, women's safety, choices and preventable tragedies. Yes, we would not cease to talk about this topic. You know why? Almost every week, almost every day, we record cases of incidents, tragedies that affect women in particular. Why? The female gender is particularly vulnerable to a lot of social vices, a lot of things that happen in our society, and that's why we would always dedicate this time to talk about such issues. So we'll be letting you know what every woman should know about staying safe. Very important. We shall also address the hidden dangers women face in unfamiliar homes. And also we'll be making reference to two trending stories. We are live on Facebook at Echo FM 100.7. And while we reel out the stories, you can also go watch it live on our Facebook page. Now, the first story has to do with the painful story of a lady who went clubbing like every other young Nigerian lady. Yeah. Although while the story dropped, we did not actually get the name of the lady. We don't even know where she's from. We don't even know her family members. As we speak right now, the police is, investigating and trying to link her up to her family. But she's already gone. Now, what happened? She went clubbing like every other young lady would want to, you know, go out and have fun. And then in the course of having fun, I think she got engaged. She was talking with a young man, and somehow she followed this man back to her to his apartment. Now, they stayed there together, and around 5:30 a.m., from the information we can see on social media, the apartment was gutted by fire. The young man escaped. Unfortunately, the lady was burnt beyond recognition. Did you see that story?
Ahụrụ m ya bụ akụkọ akpata oyi agha m n'ahụ. Ịma otebe ha gakwara ụlọ oriri na nkwari ahụ alaka agba aka n'elu iche na mmadụ bụ ewu iche na mmadụ bụ ewu agbachala iche na mmadụ bụ ewu azịza apụcha n'ahụ ha size ka ha lara ụlọ manụ maka agaghị ụra ma ọkwanụ gakụrụ isibe ino ama m ka na-alarụzi ụlọ Lele na Facebook
you see the burning building.
Yes, so nwata nwoke lawanụ n'ụlọ ya nụ manụ m ihe ha kpebiri ala ga larụzina lekwe piam ote ha aka ha larụrụ o nwere ike n'ime na ụmụ n'anya abalị ahụ ike agwụla ya ya sị ka ya hitụ ya tabirito obere ụra ahụ sị ka ọ tabirito lekwe ọkụ nwata nwoke enwela ike mepụ mana ya nwa n'onwe ya ọkụ ere ya jaja.
Oh my God.
Ama ahụ ya.
Oh my God.
Enwe ngosi a ga-eji si oke lekwe picture ya ama m ọra ka ndị uwe ojii jiri gbaa ya na social media onye ma ya mana ọ bụrụ na o nwere onye gị n'uyo na-gara ahịa kemgbe abalị na-alọtabe maka si mgbe ihe anyị na nwoke ahịa shi mewebe elekere mba
5:30 a.m. That was when that fire incident happened. Yeah.
Biko gị mara ma nwanne gị makwanụ oyi gị makwanụ biko gị ga check ya.
Although this did not happen in Imo, it happened in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Go to our Facebook page. For those who have not stumbled on that story, you see the video of the blazing the fire actually, in fact, from the roof till the foundation of that house, it burnt it down, totally. And I know that the very first thing that will come to the minds of people this morning is, why did she follow him home? She shouldn't have followed him home. Yes, I know. But like I said, can we for once move away from judging and try to enlighten these young ladies? So they'll also know the dangers of going to unfamiliar zones. And when they find themselves in places they are not familiar with, what should they look out for? Red flags, number one. Secondly, do they need to now start mapping out escape routes in case something happens? Okay, this is where I will pass. In case, I don't know if you understand, because the truth is, adults, when the moment a lady clocks 18 in this country, it's very, very difficult to stop her. From making certain choices. Yes, I can see. It raised it down completely. You can see the only part that was spared is close to the kitchen area. That's the only part that was spared in that apartment. The bedroom was raised down. The toilet, the bathroom, raised down, the roof, everything. Go to Facebook and you see how deadly that fire incident turned out to be. So the thing is, I wouldn't want the next thing now. People will call in. They'll start to form religious people. Why did she go to his house as a lady who's well trained? You shouldn't. So I don't even know what else to say, right? But I want this conversation to be practical. I want us to be realistic in whatever we will be saying this morning. Why? We have a lot of young ladies listening to us at this time. I've heard incidents where young ladies will follow a man home and even die there.
What's that called?
Yes. It's either they will have asthmatic attack or one thing or the other. I don't know if you understand. So the saddest part of this is nobody even knows the family of this young lady. They might be there now looking for her, right? They must have reported to the police that, she's missing and all of that, but nobody knows. So it's quite unfortunate. So bad things happen. Yes, that's the truth. We do not plan for misfortune, but it happens. So that's why I want us to have this conversation. And then for the second story, things are happening. Now, in Delta, this story was shared by an advocate. Is it what they call them again? Yes, an activist, an activist by name Joe. And he said that the father of the girl in question was the one who reported the case to him. What happened? A 22-year-old man impregnated a 16-year-old lady. In fact, a 16-year-old girl, still a teenager, not yet an adult. So she's a minor. Now he impregnated her, and the moment she brought the news to him that she was pregnant, he now drugged her, put some substance into her drink. The moment she took that substance or whatever it is, she gulped it down, she passed out. Now, the aim of drugging her was to terminate the pregnancy without her consent. As at then, she hadn't informed her parents, about the pregnancy. Only for her to open up her eyes and she saw herself on the main road. So the moment, right after drugging her, with the intention of, okay, she don't carry belly. I know, make I end it all. Then he drugged her, took her somewhere, and dumped her. If not for the intervention of good Samaritans who saw her lying on the road and then decided to, revive her, and they took her to the hospital, that was when the whole thing was unraveled, and then the test result came out and they said she was drugged, and she started telling her story.
Mgbe nwata nwaanyị agwachara nwoke anyị ha ya akpọrọ ya n'ụlọ bịa ngwa rarịa rabata ya na ebe ụlọ a na-arụchabeghị ịma na otu ahụ o nyere ya mmanya na ihe nwa ha uche ya gbaa na ọ ga-etinye ihe na mmanya ahụ,
because this is someone that they always they always go out together, they float together and all that.
Akwa ịhụ na ya ihe niile nyere gị ga-eritecha ya garutenu na ya enye ya ihe ahụ gbaa ya pia onwetezi onwe ya. Mgbe o weteziri onwe ya, lekwa onwe ya na okporo ụzọ. Ama m ịghọtara. Ama m otu ndị akwa gị na ya abụọ mege ihe ya afọ ime abanye. Ndịkwanụ mgbe o ruru ugbu a ka ịbịazi ịgbahapụ ya n'etiti ụzọ.
When you were doing it, you were there.
Gị na-eti.
It's pleasurable. And now, you landed her in that condition and decided to dump her. Not only dumping her, you wanted to just terminate, in fact, kill her in the process. Okay, yes. It didn't go out, according to the activist.
Journey of your life.
Okay, so our duty this morning is to find a way to protect the younger generation of women. It's very important we have this conversation. Now, we have a case of a 16-year-old girl and a 22-year-old girl who went clubbing. Is it 22 or 23? I can't remember that age now. Yes, exactly. But I know below 25 who went clubbing. Whether we like it or not, they are the younger generation of women. How do we protect these women? How do we make these women understand that safety comes first before any other thing? Safety should be prioritized. I know that last week some men, raised some concerns that women no longer care. You see a man who just stops in front of you because he's driving an Escalade. Oh, you hopping. You don't even know who he is. How do we... What? Well, let's open up the phone lines for people who would want to be a part of this conversation. How do we encourage and enlighten the women to stay safe while living their lives? You cannot stop an adult, right? An average adult wants freedom. But you can't stop them from having fun. You can't stop them from going into relationships. But how do we tell them that they need to prioritize safety above every other thing? Yes. And then when a young lady gets to a certain age, they want to be free. How do you teach them that in being free, they should also make sure they are very careful? All right, let's open up the phone lines this morning.
Woman again, because we can quinta 0911 20,000 to 0911 20,000 to 0707 454 1014 0707 454 1014.
Alternatively, you can drop us a WhatsApp message on 0707 491 3438 0707 491 3438. We are live on Facebook at Echo FM 100.7 and Echo FM.
Igbo njoma onye na-akpọbata Ibolachi.
Ụmụnne m abụọ onye nwe m gozi
Amen. Good morning to you.
John Namde, that call from the Demo Promiri, is regrettable, shameful. How we can with the time we are in. When Bible say at the last day, critical time we need to be here. That things we don't know, we'll be seeing. These ones are the part of them. But we don't fail. One thing we know is that, just as I said, no, people come to the church and die off. True or false?
Very true.
So people go to club, such thing happen. Those things are not current events. In Ecclesiastes chapter 11, when Solomon was writing, he talked about those things. But I just want to appeal, just as you said, what do we do? One, we want religious leaders to help in putting some fears in our young ones. We still want parents not to relax. We have with a local Kenya, one cousin. Before children are under their parents, they keep listening here. They even inform people where they are going. They seek for advice. Today, Bible says, where there is counsel of people doesn't fail. But where there is no counsel of people fail. Our young ones wake up today, take decision on their own. Travel, live, just like the story you talked about last week. Where somebody went for something, he didn't inform your parents, he didn't inform your sisters. After, even when you come back after 2 weeks, yes, he didn't tell people. And they say, how do you see it? Those things can come. And where can even come even when you are right in your bedroom. But in everything, let us be wise and careful. I want to invite my young ones, especially the young ladies, please be careful. Whatever you are doing, ask questions. Whatever you want to go, your body didn't support you. Return back. Be always, oh God of Israel. I pray that our young one will have listening here. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. This is a terrible, terrible story, or terrible stories we're hearing this morning. And the earlier we start to want to inculcate more morals in our younger generation of women, the better for us, because I am tired. I will not lie. Every Friday we'll come here, rather than talk about women who are doing very well in their businesses, in their various, fields of life. We'll come here to talk about tragedies all the time. Every Friday. If it's not the death of a young girl, it's the death of a woman. Or how somebody killed a lady, and I don't even understand what's going on. This is not home movie. These are real life stories. Now we should put into consideration the parents of these girls involved in these tragedies. Because yes, they were born by people. How will their parents feel? So the earlier the better. How do you monitor your teenage daughter's relationship without pushing them into secrecy? Because that's another thing. If this 16-year-old girl had maybe confided in her mom or someone, they would have told her, okay, please, make sure you don't do this, don't do that, so you don't get pregnant. Okay. But she was secretive. She hid it away. Maybe due to the way she was trained. There are some parents that are not approachable. You dare not open your mouth to tell your mom or your dad that you even have a friend who's a boy in secondary school. I'm giving you an example, a typical African setting. But the reality is, the earlier we start to accept these things, the better for us. And then you teach them what they should know. That's the fact. I don't even know what else to say, really. Yeah. Okay, let's take more calls.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you. What's your name, please?
Yes, it's Desmond.
You're welcome.
Now, Mary, this thing you people are talking about, most times I blame the parents. I blame the parents.
We can hear you. Speak up, okay?
Most times I blame the parents. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I know of a mother. I know her children. I think her 2 daughters. Those girls haven't even finished their secondary school. But sometimes the children will sit outside 2 days. They have not returned home.
Can you imagine?
Even when they come back from the place, the mother will go and take this drugs, go and take that. Sometimes when they're going out, the mother will give them the transport money to go and see someone. When they are back, she will
Oh my
and
God.
One of her daughters is in Lagos. And she don't know, this woman don't know who got her daughter, first daughter pregnant. The girl is with 3 kids now. And fortunately, the daughter now has kind of brought the 3 kids back to the mother. And she went back. So these are the things, these are the mothers we are seeing. Tomorrow they'll be expecting a good gentleman elsewhere. The mother gave a home training to go and settle with those kind of girls. And one of the those girls they were doing kind of learning handwork. Understand? Along the line they stopped. And she couldn't even force them to go and finish up with what they are doing. Finish nothing like that. If you go there and as a woman, you won't see the children in the house.
Well, this is. Okay, I understand you, Desmond. Thank you so much for your contribution. And Desmond is blaming it on parental upbringing, and he says that women in particular, that's what he's saying, the mothers no longer pay attention to their female children. Okay.
Ibolachi.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, Sam. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
Mama Biggie.
Oh, Mama
Mama
Biggie.
Biggie.
I heard your voice over the phone yesterday, and I'm aware you're not feeling too well. How are you doing today?
Ew.
It's my mother. We are in admission.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Sorry.
But I took my radio with me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mama Biggie. Go ahead.
All this blame, you don't have to blame it only on parents. You also blame it on that girl. You see, she's not still up to the age of having boyfriend. She's still a teenager. And the mother again, I will just blame the mother somehow.
Okay.
Because when the girl started changing, she's not taking care of that girl. Or there is time you will see your child maybe changing or speaking, that kind of thing. You know that something is wrong. You start asking her who is responsible. Then he will take you to the person. Then he will know how to do it. So you blame the girl, you blame the parents, because you train a girl, you will retrain herself.
Very true.
That's due to bad friends. The girl didn't do well. She started on time. She's not up to the age of doing all those things.
Now I might agree with you that she's not up to the age, right? But we don't even know the circumstances in which she got pregnant in the first place. Understand where I'm coming from. We don't know the circumstances. We don't even know if she was raped, right? We don't know. We don't know if she was molested. We don't know. Because she's actually... If
nobody knows.
Yes, nobody knows. However...
The parents are supposed to put more effort. They're supposed to put more effort. Regulate all her movements. Where she's going, where she's coming back from. Ask questions. At times you followed her secretly. She will not know. Well, the parents are supposed to put more effort.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then one of the first story, the young lady who went clubbing, followed the man home and died in a fire.
It's still the same not being careful about the parents.
Okay.
Then the girl that burnt back.
Yes.
It's too painful. I pity the girl. I will pity the parents.
Hi.
Upon the school fees, taking care of the child from a tender age to adults. All those things have been just in vain.
Hi.
I pity them. If you're going out, tell your mother where you're going. And nobody know her now.
Nobody.
There's no way to identify her now. And again, that boy did a bad thing. As he's running, without waking up that girl, or wrong with her. He just left her there. He didn't do well. And they don't know the boy. The people know him.
Of course, his identity. I think the police is in police custody right now. Yes.
You should provide the lady or the identity now. Nobody know her now.
Wow.
Both her phone and other things.
Okay, Mama Biggie, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. And say hello to your mom on our behalf, okay?
Okay. Have a nice day.
You too. Clara, do you agree with what she has said? That parents need to be more careful.
Ahụike ndị dị otu esi ebido ihe gị ịma ọkwa na ọtụtụ ndị nne na nna ekwu gị hụ ọtụtụ ndị nne na nna na-ekwukwe o mana a na-agba ekperechi ụmụaka nke ugbu a agba ekperechi ị na-ekwula gị na-eti ya n'ekpere gị na-ekwula gị na-eti ha n'ekpere maka ụmụaka ka ọgbọkọ ugbu a nsogbu dịkwa.
You will look at a young lady, you will talk to her, say, sit down now. She said, for what? Why would you tell me to sit down? I'm big enough. I'm old enough. You don't tell me what to do. Yes. So, but what we are saying is, if you started cautioning that child from a tender age, no matter how you think that the society will retrain her, I don't see when you talk, she would listen to you. Yes.
N'agbanyeghị kwa na ọpụta ụmụaka ibe ya ahụ ka ya bịakwa yi na ha abụọ kpawa na ewekwara ndị ka ọjọọ ya gakwa bịa nnọọ bịa magha ya mana kwuwe mee nke ị kwesịrị ime.
Kai. It's quite unfortunate. More calls, please. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Mr. Clara. You're welcome. Good morning to you. What's your name, please?
Good morning. How are Jesus from
Go ahead.
Ada Jesus.
Because you can't look on the ọgbajichara m ọkpụkpụ. Making a married the parents are there. The children of Gen Z, we na-ekwu. And I gave her an the thing na-ekwu na nke ahụ onye na-azụ ya were ekpere. Because I don't anya na onye nke agbara ọkụ na. Nye chọrọ ikwu na nke ahụ biko onye chọọ ịpụ ya gwa friend ya gwa parents ya n'ebe nọ kese enwe ihe ndapụta anụ ha wee nwee ike chọrọ onye ahụ gawa ebe ọsọ nọ ka ị ghara ewepụ gị gbachi nkịtị ya ekwu ebe ị nọ just like onye nke agbara ọkụ na enwe otu esi ama ebe o si na oge ya si locate enwe otu esi ama so ọ bụrụ na ọ gwara parents ma ọ gwa any of her friends na-ekwe ebe m gara na ebe m nọ amara etu esi achọta ya biko ihe na nke ọzọ bụ onye nke dị ime ọ dị too tender ịtụrụ ime deta asị m anyị emebule m ya enyekwana ime blame parents because ihe m na-afụ kịta ọsọ ọbụgodo obere nwa ka ị na-agwa okwu sit down ọ na-ele gị anya so children of Gen Z asị Chineke na nyere parents aka ọ ya bụ ihe ka nsonye na nke m.
Thank you so much, Ada Jesus, for your contribution.
Picture nwata nwaanyị arịrị ọkụ.
Okay.
A na-ekwu okwu ya. Ama m ịghọta nwere ike ọ na ekwentị ya ka esi wepụtazie picha ịghọtara ka ihu ihu ya ka mara ndị ekwe ịhụ na nke esi enwe onye ma ha enwe onye ma ihu this girl ma ọ ụmụnne ya ma ọkwanụ ndị obodo ha ma ọ otu isi kọta ya biko.
Okay. Messages on Facebook. Susie Bill says, Clara, this is my first time of seeing you. Your fan is here. And she says, I love Echo FM and I love you plenty. Thank you, Dave Rose. Good morning, Echo FM and my beautiful presenters in the studio. Well, about the lady that was burned to death. Actually, it's a very sad story, but I think that the man should be brought in for questioning because I would love to know why he was there with the lady when the fire broke out, but he was the only one that escaped unharmed. Did he make any attempts to save the lady or not? Well, I think it is high time girls start becoming observant and also have a plan B in whatever they are doing. I'm sorry for what happened to her. I'm David from MCC. Thank you, David. Chinazanai says mothers have failed woefully in training their daughters. If you come to a locality called Umagwo, you will see with your eyes mothers have failed totally. Trust me. Thank you, Chinaza, for your message this morning. Back to the phone lines. Okay, let's take this.
Hello, Mary.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Good morning.
Ọ sị na ọ kpọghachiri azụ gaa n'iru. Go ahead.
Okay, now, I want to talk about the first lady, the one that got born. Emma, I won't blame the lady. I won't blame the guy at all, understand? On him, on him, amen. So, but sometimes I'm still blaming most parents. Why? Because they can a parent, maybe when the daughter will like, mommy, some of them, their daughter will really want to tell them everything, but they don't want to listen. You see some girls like, mommy, please give me money for bad. You see the mother saying, what's wrong with you? It's not a man that used to have boyfriend. What's the essence of me having as a daughter in this house? Don't you know?
Hello, are you there?
Understand?
Yes.
You see some parents, when the children really want to tell them everything, I mean the female girls, most of them really want to, like, mommy, please, I need this, that I need it. They will be the one shouting at them. At this stage, they are still asking me to give you money for part. At 19 years, don't you know you are a big girl? Suppose you have boyfriend now. You by now, you might have gotten out. Those things will also make them to move
Go out. Yes.
So that's what people most parents. Those parents that feel that they are. See, parenting has a logo. As long as that time, even 20, 21, it's still a small girl. It's still under you. Her responsibility is still under you. She gets married.
Okay. Thank you so much, Desmond, and I agree with you 100% that, yes, as long as that child, whether 18 or 19 or 20, that child is still under you, not yet married, hasn't left your house. That's if they want to get married, right? But the moment they're still under your roof, it is your responsibility to take care of them, provide all they need, and that's what the last caller actually said. Okay. Hello?
Hello, Ibolachi.
Ụtụtụ ọma.
Ụtụtụ ọma, Nwada Clara na onye ọrụ ya.
Mary, you're welcome.
Na ndewo nọ.
Ndewo.
Nke a bụ mbụ m ịkpọ na ụlọ ọrụ mgbasa ozi redio ya.
You're welcome. What's your name, please?
Aha m bụ Kingsley.
Okay, from where?
From Imo State.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
N'asụsụ Igbo. Ya, banyere nwata nwaanyị ahụ, ọtụtụ ndị na-akpọ uche onye adịghị njọ. Ọtụtụ ndị na-akpọ na-ata the parents ụta. Nchọrọ ntụnye nke m bụ na ọtụtụ mgbe parents na-agbakwa mbọ mee ihe dị n'aka ha ka nwa ha bụ uru, mana ọ nwere ụmụaka na-achọ ka ha bụ uru, bọtụ ha nwa achọghị ịbara onwe ha uru. So ọrụ ma ịhụ ihe na-eme na ịba na secondary school, ị ga-ahụ ọtụtụ ụmụazị nọ na secondary school nwechara onye nwoke na onye nwaanyị. Ọtụtụ ụmụ akwụkwọ ga-agawa school, ha chiga extra class, ha gbasaa school, ha echi ebe ahụ gawa another place nke nne na nna ha na-adịghị aware of it. So ndị ahụ na ọ pụtahụ na the mother adịghị ahụ care, ọ na the mother ekeleghị the role o kwesịrị iple. But ndụmọdụ m bụ Chineke biko nyere anyị aka n'obodo ka mmadụ nọ n'ime ya. Onye mụtara nụ gbaa mbọ zụọ nwa gị otu kwesịrị isi zụọ ya, ma ha kụziere ihe ndị ọzọ n'aka Chineke. Na-echetakwa na ụmụaka ndị ahụ na-ekpere, na-etinye ha na-ekpere ụtụtụ ehihie n'abalị. N'ihi na ọ bụrụ ma eji ọzụzụ naanị ọzụzụ nne na nna na-azụ nwa ji jọjiwa ma ọ ji lewe anya, ọ pụrụ ime na ihe a ga-adịcha otu o kwesịrị ka o sodo. So m na-arịọ ndị a na-azụ azụ ha biko ha nyere nne na nna ha aka ka obodo ya nwee ike dị na mma.
Okay, thank you, Kingsley. Thank you so much for your call this morning. Hello. Hello.
Bolachi, good morning, this is Lindiva.
Ama, good morning to you.
Yeah, I've been trying your people. It's hard to get you these days.
So sorry about that. How have you been?
It's been just as usual. We know in Japan administration. That's the way it is.
Go ahead. You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
So, Clara and
They won't come.
Yeah, this is Amada Cross from Uche Street in Owerri.
Okay.
Yeah, the truth is that based on what people are talking about, the truth is that depending on age we are in today, I think it will be difficult to make a positive change about the life of our young people. because of a lot of influences. Remember, we have peer pressure, we have the internet, and all of them want to live a flamboyant lifestyle, and all of them have a problem of discontentment, especially at that adolescent age. So that is the problem. But I think the solution to this is when we start, nurturing them through the will of the Lord at that tender age. At that age, you start nurturing them, imbibing them with, the will of God. I think that will go a long way in helping and shaping their life positively.
Okay.
Because the truth remains, the modern life now, there are a lot of influence. And when you try to talk to all these adolescent girls, they won't let you. Just go to different hotels, different hangouts, you see them, girls of underage. Then you begin to wonder what their future will be. So it's highly appalling. So that's what I have to say about that. Amma from Uche Street. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amma. And if this is your first time of tuning in, you are welcome. The program is still She Matters right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. I am here. Clara is here. DJ J-Boy is on the deck. It's a solemn one for us today. No noise. No noise, because it has to do with tragedies here and there. And we are trying as much as we can to talk about women's safety, choices, and preventable tragedies. We use two stories as reference points. The very first one is the story of a young lady who went clubbing, like every other young Nigerian lady. And then in the course of clubbing, she met a young man. She followed the young man back to his residence. And at 5:30 a.m., unfortunately, that morning, the house was gutted by fire. She died in that inferno, while the young man escaped unhurt. But she died, burnt beyond recognition. Nobody knows, her family members. Nobody even knows where she's from. That's one story. And then the second story is the story of a 16-year-old girl who was impregnated by her boyfriend. I don't know if he's her boyfriend now, but let's just say by a man of 22 years, right? And then the moment the man discovered that she was pregnant, he tried to terminate the pregnancy and gave her a substance. He put the substance into the drink he bought for her, gave it to her to consume. Right after consuming that drink, she passed out, and the next thing she remembers is that she was picked up on the road by a good Samaritan who rushed her to the hospital. And the doctors confirmed that something was actually put into her system. But thank God she did not die and she did not lose that pregnancy. So we are just, we don't want to shift a little bit away from blame games this morning. We want to shift a little bit away from trying to blame the young ladies involved. They should have done this. Why did they go to a man's house? See, let's be realistic. Things are happening. When a lady gets to 18, in fact, 14, 14, 15, 16, you see that adolescent stage and teenage stage is usually very difficult if you're not careful and if not for intervention. Because most times you train and you train and you train them in the house, they go out and they get retrained by the society. Peer pressure, bad friends. Go to secondary schools and see what is going on. Clara, I once told you a story of one apartment I lived at some point in my life, and there was a young boy close to where I was living that would always, in fact, 11 a.m., 12 noon, you will see young secondary school girls in their uniforms coming to these young boys' houses. Now, the parents of these young ladies might even think they are in school. Yes. 11 a.m. in their uniform here in Imo State. It's an eye-opener. Don't say, my daughter is in SS1, she's in SS2, so she's big enough to take care of herself. That's how they say. You remove your eye. You tell her, go to school. She leaves the house 7 a.m. You think she's in school. Things are happening. The earlier we start to fight these things, the better for us. Because from what I can see, I'm sorry to say, we will keep recording tragedies like this. How do you monitor your teenage daughters? Their relationships. Many of them in secondary schools today are in relationships already. Do you even know? Are you aware? Yes, do you know? Yes, do you know? And then most of them are scared to talk to you. What's your relationship like with your teenage daughters? Not just the teenage daughters now, even the ones that are a little bit advanced, that are in higher institution, 100 level, 200 level, and you say, oh, they're in higher institution, they are big enough to take care of themselves. Do you even sit them down and talk to them? Do you do that? It calls for concern, because I'm tired of these stories. What's that?
All hands must be on deck.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. All right, messages on WhatsApp. Chukudi Ewerem from Mbitoli Local Government Headquarters says, Mary, my friend, and beautiful morning to you. Clara, your program is very educating, entertaining, and depicts reality and the modern trends. Thank you for that. My submission this morning is more of an advice to parents because I'm an advocate for good parenting and proper child upbringing. Mary and Clara, parenting is a God-given talent and vocation that parents must take up with utmost seriousness. It is not a part-time job and not for the feeble. This era we are living requires extra efforts to teach our children, especially that any action they take on earth has consequences. Parents should endeavor to make their children their friends. It is old-fashioned to make yourself as a parent so dreadful that your child will fear you, thereby limiting your knowledge of him or her. When parents have conversations with their when parents have conversations with their children, the parents will teach them through experience, and these children would learn. The opportunity to open up to them, especially when peer influence is raging. Many parents, including me, because I have a little daughter and I've been seeking the face of God, we should try to equip ourselves with knowledge to be able to meet this heavy task of training a godly child. God bless you, Mary and Clara. My name is Chukudi Ewerem from Mbitoli. Thank you so much. And our big mommy is in the house, Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara. We salute you. One of the greatest privileges and assignments God gives us is the gift of parenting. If you are not a friend to your child, you are living with an enemy you are yet to decode. Most parents neglect their children's emotional needs. They need attention, affection, and affirmation. And when they don't get them from their parents, they crave for them from other friends and peers who may mislead them. Discipline is necessary, but when it is harsh and done in anger, it feels like punishment rather than training. Wonderful. Did you hear her? The moment you lead your children out into the arms of other people, they will be misled. That's what Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara is saying. Thank you so much for your message. This one says, good morning, my lovely presenters. Oh my God, these stories are heartbreaking. May her soul rest in peace. My name is Uju, texting from Tetlaw. All right. Bonjour, Mary and Clara. AGK Ogbonna texting from his humble community. You know I don't know how to pronounce that community. Don't worry, Izombe. And he says, Mary and Clara, I believe in the French adage which says that you can give birth to a child, but to his or hearts. I didn't get that. Our children do not listen to their parents because of material things. It is indecent. Most of them fancy indecent dressing. My sisters, parents are trying their best, but our children, oh God. Okay, our children in this modernized age is nothing to write home about. It is only God that will save us from the hands of this new generation. Happy weekend to you. Bonjour to you. Thank you so much. AGK Obona, we see you. We salute you. Thank you for your message. And I think we'll have some messages on Facebook. And while we try to refresh that, let's squeeze in 2 more calls. And then we'll run away from the studio this morning.
Ibolachi.
Good morning, Mary and Clara, my daughters.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
Yeah. My name is Daifa Yoku JP, Radio General from Omodobogo, Hajjedma local government.
Elder Ifeanyi, hope you're doing great.
By the grace of God.
All right.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
please.
I will say that some parents are trying, while some are not trying. Some of these parents, mostly mothers, are the people teaching their children how to be naked and be wayward, because they think it's the easy way to make money. Now, for the incident that happened recently you mentioned, you discover that that very young lady at about 16 years is a very wrong thing that a girl of 16 years old will be pregnant outside. Maybe the mother doesn't know that she's pregnant. It's a terrible sentence. She will continue going. She knew this thing and took herself to that very young man. What was the mother doing? If it's a good mother and good father also, let me add father there, they will be able to handle this girl to that very young man by themselves. Let this girl presenting herself to the young man. You see, it's a terrible thing. Our people should try. I'm a grandma and grandfather, not just one, not two. God is fair. In fact, I married over 46 years ago.
Wonderful.
So you could imagine I made that here. Yes. So thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Grandpa. Permit me to call you that. Elder Ifeanyi, we appreciate you as always for contributing. And the last call for today.
Ivolachi. Okanoya?
Okay, seems more like you don't want to say anything.
Hello.
Let's move on.
Ivolachi.
Hello.
Oh,
Narito.
can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning.
Morning, your line is breaking up. Please try as much as you can to speak up. Speak into your mouthpiece.
This morning.
I'm so sorry, we'd have to let you go. Your phone line is bad. Your line is bad. The last call.
Hello, my sister's in the studio.
Yes, please. Good morning to you.
Good morning, all. This is Dr. John calling from Olugo this morning.
Oh, Dr. John, welcome.
Yes, let me start my contribution by
quickly, please,
calling our attention to what happened sometime in the U.S. A boy of 18 took the parents to court. What was his challenge? He wanted to find out from the court why the parents would give birth to him without consulting him. As ridiculous as that may sound, one thing was certain that boy was challenging. How has the parents been able to take care of him? That was what it was challenging.
Okay.
So at the root, what am I trying to say? At the root of this, there might be several reasons why the girl child, as we saw in those two stories, may behave the way they behave. But the bottom line lies on the fact that parental control, influence, will take the chunk of the blame. These days, parents just wake up with no proper planning for the children they are going to give birth to. They just give birth to them. And most of these cases, if you watch out clearly, they are associated with children who has a rural kind of lifestyle, whose parents have a kind of rural lifestyle.
Okay.
I'm not trying to say might be in the city or the town, because you could still be in the city and still live a rural kind of lifestyle. I don't want to paint it as an issue of poverty, because even in the rural setting, you still find people who are poor, but they live a lifestyle that will make the girl child to live responsible.
Okay.
Look at the first two. She went for clubbing. Presumably, she didn't inform the parents. Secondly, she went ahead and followed the man. She never knew, and she never came there with her. The same with the second story. They have the same thread. So parental upbringing is key. Don't give birth to a child and you expect that child to become the wife of the governor for you, to become a senator for you. What have you done? You see, so that is the mentality of this rural lifestyle that people keep living.
Okay.
Anything goes. You can just give birth and like that. So thank you.
Thank you so much,
There you go.
Dr. John. I appreciate you, and that's the much we'll be taking on the calls. 2 more messages on Facebook, and quickly, before you give your parting words, Clara. Ekemini Inse on Facebook says, good morning, the most adorable, and Clara, how are you people doing this morning? My contribution to the stories is that as long as the world is concerned, evil will not stop, whether man or woman. But we should be asking God, let's not be victims of all the evil happening around us, because the rate at which evil keeps happening is increasing speedily. So let us try to put value in our lives, even when the parents are trying their best. Let the children also help themselves by obeying their parents. Ekemini Nse from World Bank, we see you. Good day, the Slim Diva and Clara. I want to blame the parents, particularly the mothers, more for the things happening to their daughters. It is the duty of a mother to always talk to their girl children, especially when they are in their teenage days. First of all, try to know who your girl child goes out with as a friend. Daughters lure their girlfriends into the hands of vultures, and before you know it, she will start going out on their own because she has eaten the forbidden fruit. No age is above. Okay, I will not say that. When you discover she's changing in character, growth, and other things, try to inquire into her life and make sure you do not spare her. Okay, thank you, Agu, Jerry, Ezenwa. And the last message on Facebook. Good morning, Echo FM, about the lady that was burnt to death. May her soul rest in peace. And I wish some ladies will learn from her. For some of our parents that are really trying, but girls of these days do not want to calm down. His name is Ugonna from Akabo. Parting words quickly.
Ibonjama eba kai genyare comedy wetu na ko na nke enya. Mano na gbalela sonyere anyi na ya bụ ihe omume. Masim Chinegozi Chuno. Ozo dịka ibe ya ndị nne na nọ na agbali mana tinyekwu n'uchu. Unu na agbali, anya sị unu na agbali ga unu na agbali. Mana werekwa n'aka ha eji zụọ gị. Iji ndị nne na nna nke gị ji zụọ gị ga-abụ uru were ya zụọ ndị ka ugbu a. Abịala sị ọkala nwata. Mba nwoke were aka ahụ eji zụọ ga abụrụ ji zụọ ndị Igbo maka ọtụtụ ụmụaka ugbu a ịma nwere ike zụcha nke gị yarị mma ọ pụzie gaa n'ụlọ akwụkwọ ma ọ gaa ebe ọzọ ya bịa nwụzie ndị ka a na-azụ ha azụ gị na ha abụọ ya na ha bịa ja amụọ ịwala gị bịa hụ ọtụtụ agba ọ ga-abịa na-akpagharị mana biko onye gbuwe onye akpọla ibe ya onye okenye gbughachara onye gbuwe zụwa nke gị zụjie ya ma onye ka ezụọ nke ya biko ka anyekwana ụmụaka ga-etopụta n'owuru ezi aha nye obodo anyị na ezinụlọ anyị onye m chọrọ ikwu ndị.
Thank you, Clara, and to add to what Clara just said, I don't want to believe that it has to do with where the person lives or where the family the person is from, whether rural or urban. Majority of the well-meaning Nigerians, especially females that you know today that have attained this height, majority of them grew up from the rural or grew up in the rural areas. Majority of them come from poor backgrounds. I am not from a well-to-do family. Clara, I don't know about you. Yes. So I feel it has nothing to do with the zone. It has nothing to do with the region. However, it has everything to do with the families and individuals. Go and do your research. The problem we are having today has to do with urbanization. With the young girls feeling, oh, I'm big enough to take care of myself. Yes, I'm an adult. Don't talk to me that way. Go to the rural areas and try it with your grandma in the village. And then you know what will happen, right? So the thing is, we have to now talk about careful parenting. In as much as we want to scold these girls, we want to scream at them, we want to shout at them, we want to put fear in them, instill discipline, I feel we have a lot more to do when it has to do with careful parenting. You should learn to be observant. Learn to try to draw the girl children close so that when you talk to them, they listen to you. Know who they hang out with. Know their friends. Even when they are in the higher institutions, visit them.
Unexpectedly.
Yes, unexpectedly. Pay them a visit. Know where they live. Know who they hang out with. And then for the women, learn your child's body. So that when something happens, you will know exactly that something has happened. How can a young girl of 14, 15 be pregnant under your roof? 3 months, you will not know. You won't even spot the signs. Then something is fundamentally wrong. I don't want to start another phase of the program. Time is not our friend. My name is Mary Omeniwo. They call me the Slim Diva. You're most adorable. Thank you for listening. J-Boy, we salute you as well. Up next is the news.
The sound of the city. Stay informed with Echo FM 100.7. Join us for exclusive interviews with experts, breaking updates on local and global events, and in-depth coverage of issues impacting our community. Tune in every weekday at 6:30 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for our major news bulletin in English, Igbo, and Pidgin language. For more inquiries, you can reach us through our email, echofm@thekingmail.com. You can follow us on our social media handles at Echo FM. Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. We are the Fresh News People. It's the news at noon on Echo FM 100.7.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the Global News at Noon right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. We are the station with fair and balanced reporting. My name is Mary Omeniwo, bringing you the latest news and breaking stories around the world. Here are the headlines. Walkout rocks house as state police bill passes. Enugu air incident shuts Benin runway. NSIB begins probe. Man warns inflation won't ease without reforms. On the foreign scene, U.S. imposes 12.5% tariff for Nigerian imports over forced labor claims. And France approves social media ban for under 15s beginning January 2027. And on sports news, Australian footballer faces cocaine test probe. Details shortly. And as usual, we start off with national stories that says the House of Representatives has approved the Constitution Alteration Bill seeking to establish state police across Nigeria, despite a protest and walkout by members of the Minority Caucus who argued that the legal framework required further refinement and that the constitutional amendment process was not properly followed. The legislation was transmitted to the National Assembly by President Bola Tinubu as part of the administration's efforts to decentralize policing and strengthen the country's security architecture amid persistent insecurity across several parts of Nigeria. Presenting the report of the House Committee on Constitution Review, Deputy Speaker and Committee Chairman Benjamin Kalu described the proposal as one of the most significant constitutional reforms in Nigeria's security sector. He commended President Bola Tinubu for transmitting the executive bill, saying it reflects constructive cooperation between the executive and legislative arms of government. And reports say panic gripped passengers and airport officials after an Enugu Air aircraft carrying 63 passengers and 5 crew members veered off the runway and ran into the surrounding bush after landing at the Benin airport in Edo State, prompting a safety investigation and forcing the airline to suspend all flights to and from the airports. The aircraft operating from Lagos to Benin overran the end of runway 05. Emergency responders, however, confirmed that all passengers and crew members were safely evacuated without injuries. In a statement issued shortly after the incident, Enugu Air assured the public that all occupants had safely disembarked. One of the passengers, Benjamin Modi, recounted the tense moments on board, saying the aircraft appeared to touch down unusually late before continuing toward the end of the runway. Following the incident, the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau deployed its GO team to the airport within minutes to commence full investigations. In another development, the organized private sector of Nigeria has expressed deep concern over the recent announcement by the Director General of the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, regarding a proposed increase in mandatory pensions contributions and the introduction of an additional 3% mandatory annual contribution equivalent to 3% of the total wage bill. The OPSN members include the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, the National Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, the Nigerian Association of Small and Medium Enterprises, and the Nigerian Association of Small-Scale Industrialists and 25 sectoral employer associations. In a statement, the OPSN maintained that the strength of any contributory pension system depends fundamentally on the survival of businesses, the availability of decent jobs, and the capacity of employers and employees to make consistent contributions. It therefore urged the federal government and PENCOM to pivot away from policies that erode purchasing power and instead prioritize macroeconomic stability, enterprise sustainability, and job preservation. And over to security matters now, where the headquarters Nigerian Army Ordnance Corps has declared one of its personnel, Private Mohammed Yusuf Amutu, wanted over his alleged involvement in the illegal sale and supply of military uniforms to terrorists and other criminal elements. The Corps announced this in a statement signed by the Assistant Director of Army Public Relations, Headquarters Nigerian Army Ordnance Corps, Major Oluwatope Aluko. According to the statement, Amutu, who was serving at the Nigerian Army Ordnance Kits Factory, absconded from his unit on June 3, 2026. The Corps stressed that it had zero tolerance for misconduct, indiscipline, or any act capable of compromising the operational effectiveness, integrity, and reputation of the Nigerian Army or threatening national security. It warned that any personnel found to have aided terrorists, criminals, or other non-state actors through the unauthorized sale, diversion, or distribution of military uniforms, accoutrements, or other controlled items will be subjected to the full weight of military and civil laws. The Nigerian Army Ordnance Corps appealed to members of the public to provide credible information that could lead to the arrest of the wanted soldier. And it's exactly 11 minutes gone past noon. If you just tuned in, you are listening to the Global News at Noon right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. Here's a recap of the headlines. Walkout rocks house as state police bill passes. Enugu air incident shuts Benin runway. NSIB begins probe. Man warns inflation won't ease without reforms. On the foreign scene, still to come, U.S. imposes 12.5% tariff on Nigerian imports over forced labor claims. And France approves social media ban for under-15s beginning January 2027. And on sports news, Australian footballer faces cocaine test probe. We'll bring you details after this timeout. Please stay tuned.
Mpox is a rare disease caused by a virus that spreads through close contact with someone or an animal that's been infected with the disease. You can contract Mpox by being in contact with recently contaminated materials like clothing, bedding, and other items used by an infected person or animal. Symptoms of Mpox include chills, muscle aches, fever, headache, rash, and fatigue. In order to prevent yourself or your loved ones from coming down with mpox, wash your hands regularly with soap and running water. Avoid contact with people who may be infected with the virus. Clean and disinfect surfaces thoroughly. Wear personal protective equipment when caring for people infected with the virus. If infected, remain in isolation until all lesions and scars fall off. This message is from Echo 100.7 FM, Uwari.
Glad to know you're still there. If you just tune in, you are listening to the Global News at Noon right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. And now over to the rest of the news. In business news, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, has renewed its call for coordinated structural reforms to address inflation, improve productivity, and strengthen the competitiveness of the country's manufacturing sector as it looks ahead to the second half of 2026 following disruptions caused by the Middle East conflict. The association made the call against the backdrop of the latest National Bureau of Statistics data, which showed that Nigeria's headline inflation eased marginally to 15.91% in June 2026 from 15.93% in May. However, food inflation accelerated on a month-on-month basis, driven by higher prices of fresh pepper, tomatoes, crayfish, beef, garri, yam, and other staple foods. According to reports, members of the organized private sector welcomed a slight decline in the inflation rate for June 2026, but warned that inflation remained in double digits and prices were still too high for businesses and consumers. In his remarks for the April-June edition of the MAN News obtained by Newsman, the Director General of MAN, Segun Kadaya, noted that the association remained committed to pursuing policies that would enhance industrial competitiveness despite economic headwinds in the first half of the year. Over now to the foreign scene, where the United States has imposed a 12.5% tariff on imports from Nigeria as part of a new trade measure targeting countries it says has failed to prohibit the importation of goods produced with forced labor. The tariff affects import from 60 economies that Washington says have not imposed and effectively enforced a prohibition on the importation of goods produced with forced labor. The measure was announced in a statement posted on the website of the Office of the United States Trade Representative. Nigeria is among the countries subject to the 12.5% tariff, while India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Mexico, and the United States will face a lower 10% rate after adopting or committing to implement bans on imports linked to forced labor. And still on the foreign scene this afternoon, France's parliament has approved legislation banning children under the age of 15 from accessing social media from January 2027, making the country the first in Europe to introduce such a nationwide restriction. The law also requires age verification for all social media users as part of efforts to address concerns about children's mental health online. The legislation was adopted by both the French Senate and the National Assembly, despite opposition from some lawmakers. It will be implemented in two phases, with the new users under 15 barred from opening social media accounts from September, while mandatory age verification will be extended to all existing accounts from January 2027. Under the law, everyone in France will be required to prove they are at least 15 years old to access social media platforms. French President Emmanuel Macron welcomed the legislation, which he has pledged to introduce before the end of his presidency. And lastly, on sports news this afternoon, Australian football star Christian Volpato is under investigation after allegedly returning a positive roadside test for cocaine following 2 speeding incidents in Sydney. The New South Wales police stated that the 22-year-old midfielder was first stopped on the Anzac Bridge after he was allegedly caught driving between 86 kilometers per hour and 94 kilometers per hour in the 60 kilometers per hour zone. A roadside breath test also returned negative. Police noted that Volpato was stopped again about 2 hours later after allegedly traveling at 109 kilometers per hour in the same 60 kilometers per hour zone. As reported during the second stop, he allegedly returned a positive roadside oral fluid test for cocaine. Authorities issued Volpato with an infringement notice for speeding and suspended his international driver's license for 6 months, preventing him from driving in New South Wales. Volpato represented Australia at the recent FIFA World Cup after switching his international allegiance from Italy earlier this year. And that's all for the Global News at noon this afternoon, as was brought to you directly from our news desk. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms on Facebook at Echo FM 100.7 and Echo FM. On X, Echo FM_Owerri. Instagram at Echo FM 100.7 and YouTube at Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by visiting www.echofm.net, that is www.echofm.net. My name is Mary Omeniwode. Thank you for listening. Do have yourselves a lovely weekend. Good afternoon to you.
It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.